People power. Our power. NUP. Everywhere. People power. Our power. NUP. And everywhere. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
And that is nature. Wow.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Madam Deputy President, Secretary General, our leader of parliamentary business, Comrade Mobilizer, Honorable Nyanzi, and all leaders, I salute you. Members, foot soldiers, those with us here and those watching us online, greetings. First of all, I also want to add my voice on the very many voices praying for the quick recovery of our Deputy President, Mama Jolly Mujisha. By the grace of God, she's getting better, and we know that soon she'll be fully well. Also, our leader of opposition spoke about the propaganda, which in many ways makes me laugh. Our current victim is our treasurer, the man that we trust most, because the one you trust with your money is the one you trust most. But again, this regime is not stupid. They will attack you in your most potent corner. Comrade Katana, nywera erima. Febali batuyiseeko n'abawagizi b'ebisiyaka. Bali bagambyeko nti n'omubanda wa Kabaka tayagala Kabaka we. Kati nywera. These people are going to use every other way. Recently, I think most of you remember when they were claiming that the leader of our parliamentary team, kubanga waliwo abaali babbye akawumbi akamu emiliyoni 700 ne bagamba nti ne Honorable Senyonyi. Comrade Nyanzi was also not spared. So for me, bagamba bugambi munywere gugu batanakulako propaganda bajja. Gladly, we view our comrades by their works, by their fruits. Ladies and gentlemen, I also want to add my voice on the voice of our leader of opposition, calling for safety on our roads. Please, please do your part. Drive safely. Don't drink and drive. Don't drive when you're too stressed. Life is precious. Already our roads are death traps. Nobya natera nnyo kyogerako nti omuntu bw'aba afuna accident olw'oluguudo olubi oyo Museveni yamusse. But we know the country that we're living in, and we continue to advise you, ladies and gentlemen, to be safe on our unsafe roads. Today, friends, I want to address a few things, 3 maybe 4. I want to address the remarks made by General Museveni a few days ago. This is an indication of utter shamelessness, and it makes it even more shameless of him to say those words apparently while honoring a distinguished man like General Aronda Nyakairima, who many believe was killed. He died under suspicious circumstances, but it's upon his honorable memory that General Museveni was shameless enough to tell these blatant lies. Former President Milton Obote described Museveni as a pathological liar, and I agreed with him. Among the many shameless lies, you remember Museveni went on record and wrote it in his 2001 manifesto. He said with open eyes on record that that was his last and final term to run for president. How many years ago is that? More than 20 years, 23 years ago. He is still running for president, and until we kick him out, he's still going to stick on us. The same Museveni, you remember him saying on national TV that he would never want to be president after the age of 75. Now he's way beyond 80, although he says he's 80. But he doesn't want anybody to remind him about his lies. I hesitate to call him a thief. That's why I limit myself to lying. You remember when the man fundraised money in 2015 for the construction of an NRM tower, and the guy ate the money. I did not say he's a thief. It's you who know the term or name given to people that take money that is not meant for them. So these and many others are indications of Museveni's character, and we are not shocked about that. That's why, as a Christian, when they ask me what I would respond, my first response is to forgive him. Courtesy of age, it was his words when he said after 75, or what was tutakata bulungi. So, however, although I personally forgive him as a Christian, we must be reminded that as a result of that rigged elections, that election of 2021, Ugandans have continued to suffer with hunger, with starvation, with poverty, with potholes, with corruption. You saw what happened in Chitezi recently. Museveni said that NUP can take him to court about his lies, well knowing that he's under protection of the presidential immunity. Ladies and gentlemen, I have written to Museveni, and in this letter I put a 23 charge on him. I am challenging General Museveni to submit himself to an international audit. This has been our call from the beginning. We've been calling for an international audit of the 2021 election. He refused. Instead, he just kept arresting our people. We want to have that audit in accordance with the law. I also challenge General Museveni to cede his presidential immunity to Toronto Court, which is a man. The challenge that said, NUP can take me to court. I am taking you to court, Museveni. Put away your immunity. And then say that again. Of course, agenda kusirika, because he has nothing to say. But again, this goes further to prove that we know what he did in that election. And if we settle that argument that he has brought up again, then maybe the people delayed by a president that they realistically elected. So if Museveni is a man, let him take the challenge. And if he cannot, he should keep quiet and swallow his shame. The remarks of General Museveni, ladies and gentlemen, have brought back to question the reason why he went to the bush in 1980. He did not win the election. He was the Katumba Oye of 1980. But after the election, he picked guns, went to the bush. After taking power, he did not hand the power to Simon Gerege, who was the rightful winner. That shows that he was lying, just like he is lying right now. And now that Museveni says that the election was rigged, then why doesn't he disband the Electoral Commission? Why is he still appointing the Abakama, who pretended the rigging of more than 1 million votes? Why didn't he fire the Abakama? Because he's the one that appointed him. These and many others are questions to Museveni, which I'm almost sure he's going to bury his head in the sand because he thought we cannot answer back to him. Museveni, we don't fear you. Secondly, ladies and gentlemen, and this is very, very important. You remember that after the 2021 elections, we came out and warned the country that there was a plan to remove presidential elections. Because even if Museveni succeeded in rigging that election, we had completely undressed him. We had completely removed the mask. The world began and continues to view Museveni as the dictator that he is. So, he started devising plans to remove presidential elections. And now, it's in advanced stages. He was so ashamed when we exposed him, and clearly, he cannot afford to go back to elections. Also, we must note that the man is very old and wasted and weak. So, he wants to have a shortcut to that. Also, we should know that he wants to install his brutal son, who he knows cannot even win an LC1 election. In 2021, he got an excuse of COVID and stopped us from going around the country. Now, he has no other excuse. So, he desperately is looking for ways to bring his son to power without an election. And therefore, he's using some people that you are going to know over time to subdue the will of the people. We warned you because this is how everything has started in the past. Everything starts like a joke. You remember when they took power, they said they were going to be in power for only 4 years. 5 years later, they used parliament to prolong their stay in power by 5 years. Then in 95, they got a constitution. It started as a rumor, as a joke, that they were intending to remove term limits from the constitution. Museveni himself even dismissed it, but eventually it came to pass. And then the age limit, it started like a rumor, and Museveni himself dismissed it as idle talk. Long story short, now we don't have term limits in our constitution. We don't have age limit in our constitution. So, today, he's doing the same. He started by gerrymandering and subdividing constituencies to make sure he can place his, I'm looking for a decent word to term the NRM MPs. When I get that word, I'll come back to that matter. But I'll give you an example. That the very recent census shows that the Buganda region alone has 11 million people out of the 45 million. That is about 24.19, close to 25% of the population. This is followed by Busoga with 4.4 million people. Even if we question, without this census that is concluded recently, but even going by that census that we question, still Busoga is indicated to have 4.4 million people. That is about 9.5% of the population, close to 10%. And yet Uganda, with all the people that they have, has the lowest number of constituencies. If you compute the constituency MPs and district-woman MPs in the current 11th Parliament, you'll see that the Eastern region has 141 MPs, the Western region has 132 MPs, Northern region has 124 MPs, and Central has only 102 MPs. Out of the 353 constituencies, Eastern has 101, the West has 91, North has 83, and Uganda has only 78. Therefore, Museveni believes that the parliamentary system, when they elect president from parliament, it will give him advantage, saying that it's easier for him to use these rural constituencies to do all manner of rigging and then bring himself to power without having the will of the people. We condemn this, and we condemn those seemingly intelligent, useful idiots that General Museveni is using. In the beginning, when he wanted to remove the age limit, he used the likes of Kakoza, James Kakoza. And then when he wanted to remove the age limit, he used Raphael Magezi. Now he's using Norbert Mao and Kafuzi and the like. But ultimately, this proposal is intended to hand the country into the hands of Museveni's family. And I want to tell you, fellow Ugandans, this is a very, very serious warning. Once you are handed to this family, it becomes Museveni's kingdom forever. You are slaves forever. The last chance you had is to be able to elect your own president. Yes, they rig elections, but to get opportunity to assert your will. It is seen everywhere. Now they want to take away the power from the people to choose their president. This is not a secret anymore. And they are going to use seemingly opposition people. You are going to see them. Our duty is to open your eyes so that when it happens, you know. We were discussing with Comrade Secretary General earlier on, and we said that we probably made a mistake not exposing those commissioners that took themselves to court using the personal assistant of one of them to sue them so that they can go and apparently win a case to block the debate on corruption in Parliament. Now we cannot take it for granted anymore. We find it imperative to expose every trick and to inform you, ladies and gentlemen. Now you know. Please make sure you open other eyes. I also want to talk about the double standards of the Electoral Commission, and our able Secretary General has spoken about it in detail. But I cannot help but also add my voice on the same biased Electoral Commission. The same Electoral Commission was very quick to respond to those people trying to start another party in favor of impersonators. You know we are people power. You know we are the people power movement. You know they blocked us from registering people power as the political party. You remember that they used the Balaam, now Museveni's minister, to go and apparently reserve our name as an NGO working for all the people. And now they are trying to register it as their own political party. These people are so shameless, they will come tomorrow and say, you are not the real Joel Senyonyi, we have registered another Joel Senyonyi. You will find them, you will see that. All we can do right now is to bring it to light so that even when they go ahead with their impunity, at least the world knows. I've already talked about those that went to court to sue themselves before Justice Singiza, the same judge who was taken to whom a court case against us was taken. And I'll talk about that court case in a few seconds. So ladies and gentlemen, we also call out the Electoral Commission. The same Electoral Commission that was very quick to give out my academic qualifications. But when Comrade Musili David went to ask for Museven's academic qualifications, he was arrested. Now, a lawyer called Aaron Kiza asked for details of NRM. The same Electoral Commission that was very quick to give out our records is refusing to release NRM records. Now, coming to the court case, Chibalama, who publicly confessed that he was coached by ISO to lie about us. Simbwa Kagombe, who is now, we are told, is in prison for fraud. And one gentleman called Kasile Joseph Emmanuel. Now, Kasile Joseph lives in Masaka and is a personal assistant to our former leader of opposition and our former deputy president for Uganda. These people took us to court. They took NUP to court. And among others, they are asking court to block me from running for any leadership position for 10 years. They are asking court to disband the National Unity Platform. And apparently, the case about our party, through which all of them became leaders, all of them, that case is before Judge Singiza, the same judge to whom they sued themselves and they got a positive judgment. The world is watching. Like we said, our duty is to bring all of it to light. We might fail on anything, but we are not going to fail in opening the people's eyes and exposing evil in this, our country. Did I tell you that this is the same judge to whom Kakwenza Mkinabaseja was taken to, tortured, beaten so bad, but instead of sending him to hospital, he sent him to prison? This is the same judge. Please pray for him. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about the issue of our political prisoners. And we have their spouses and mothers here. Mama Machete, Namalabieko, Bagenze, Bambi. They've been here with us. Now, comrades, as you remember, the regime has been trying so much and eventually failed to provide any evidence pinning these our comrades to any wrongdoing. And they resorted to intimidating them and coercing them into pleading guilty. And yes, you saw some of them pleaded guilty. We sympathize with them. They've gone through a lot. They're still going through a lot. And we know that every man and woman has a breaking point. So we sympathize with them. We don't agree with them. An innocent man must never, ever, ever be forced to plead guilty to anything that they did not do. So, our comrades, we will continue to encourage them to be strong. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to remind you that we are soon going to resume our nationwide tour. We are coming to you wherever you are. We are going to reach you. So wait for us. Whether on crutches or not on crutches, we are coming.